Tommy blinked as he stared at Tubbo. Tubbo gave him a small, shy smile as they stood in Dream's underground, inescapable bunker. Come now, boss man. Look around. We can't escape. There's no way to escape. Look, our lift just left. Tubbo gestured to the lift that they had came in on rising up to the top, to the surface of the mountain, dissipating. And we got no tools, no weapons. Can't fight our way out of it. He gestured to Dream, who held a netherite axe in hand, green eyes glowing from behind the smiley face mask. Shoulders hunched. He looked more like a predator than Tommy had ever seen him. And well, that scared him. It really did scare him. And well, like I said, there's nowhere else we can go. We don't have tools, so we can't really leave, Tubbo stated, gesturing to the wall in which Friend and Henry, his beloved cow Henry, possibly, maybe, there was a slight chance that it wasn't Henry, or maybe it was. Tommy didn't care, didn't know how he was back, but the fact that he was back said a lot. Tubbo, you can't just do this. Seriously, we can't. Well, surely, sure, we don't have a ways to get out. Come on, this can't be the end. Seriously. Tubbo gave him a small smile and shrugged. Come on, Toms. Look around us. There's nowhere to go. It's just as Dream said, I'm a pawn. In all this, I'm a pawn. And, he placed us in checkmate. This is checkmate. I suggest that you resign. Those words felt like lead. And a lead sword stabbing into his chest, killing him just within that instant. No, you can't, no, Tommy shouted, gripping his friend's shoulders in a harsh grasp. No, Tubbo, no, we can do this, we can do this. Don't be a coward, Tubbo, don't give in, Tommy pleaded. He shook his friend. Tubbo waved Tommy's hands off his shoulders. Please, Tommy. I'm trying to save us both. This isn't saving you. Tommy stated, gesturing to Dream. He's gonna kill you with an enchanted netherite axe. You'll be dead. You'll be like Ghostba, with no memories other than happy ones. Yeah, maybe, but at least I'll be happy, right? I'll have my bees, we'll have our discs, and I'll have you. You'll still be alive. In truth, Tommy would still be alive, though he wouldn't be able to see Tubbo. He would be in prison, encased in obsidian. Or, at least that's what he thinks. He didn't really know what the prison looked like, but he had to guess that it was very much like how Dream's base looked now, with obsidian and in bedrock surrounding them. Tommy let out a shaky breath. He felt hot tears run down his cheeks. He'd been crying a lot recently. In exile, at Technoblade's betrayal, at Wilbur's death, at the fact that he had to give up his disc for the independence of a nation in his first exile. All those times he cried. Here, he would cry the most. Tubbo, what am I without you? In truth, what was Tommy without Tubbo? The clingy duo. What was he? Tommy was a nobody without Tubbo, in all honesty. He had really seen it in exile. More like felt it than see it. Though he felt estranged in exile, like he was no longer there, like his energy had depleted. Tubbo was the one who he bounced off of. Tubbo was the one who kept him going. Tubbo was the reason he made all his sacrifices. Tubbo was the reason everything happened. And he had hated the words they had said in the destroyed community house only a few days ago. The discs! Tubbo, the discs were more than you ever were. His own words rang in his head like the voices that rang in Techno's. It was... The discs aren't worth more than your life, Tubbo, Tommy stated. Please, 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 don't do this. Tommy, I suggest you wrap this up. It's gonna be so much easier if you just let me kill him now, Tommy. This way you can't even be any more attached than you already are. Dream's words were like honey. Honey to a unwaiting bee. Honey waiting for a bee to come and sip it. Then for a yellow viper to strike and kill it. Dream was the viper. Tommy, the bee. Just then, the portals a little behind Dream ignited. And out came a blonde-haired man with a golden train dressed in a white hoodie. His blue eyes were piercing in the dim light as he held an enchanted netherite axe. The man had a smug smirk on his face. Hello, Dream, the man said. Dream turned around and Tommy and he looked at Tubbo, who looked up at Puns. Puns? Dream asked blatantly. Puns nodded while crackling his neck. You came! Tommy shouted, glad that his payment was enough for the mercenary. The mercenary nodded. Then turned to Dream. Dream, should have really paid me more, the man said. And holding his axe in attack position. Come on, Tubbo, come on. We gotta get behind him. Suddenly, more people arrived through the portal. It was almost like the entire SMP was here. Dream. You took a step back, clearly in a shock. Come on, Tubbo, we gotta go. Tommy grabbed Tubbo's wrist and dragged him behind the mob of people who stood axes and swords enchanted and covered in netherite. Standing before them, heavy netherite armor also enchanted and covering every one of their bodies. He looked to Sam and Puffy, two of the kindest on the server, who were smiling. Or rather, they looked to be holding tentative smiles, reluctant smiles. I'm so glad they came. Tommy's voices that had been screaming his everlasting words in his head about how Tubbo was worth less than the discs that he sacrificed for the nation that he and Tubbo had built, that they had only lost a few days prior to today. They were finally becoming more than a mere memory, and he was glad that it was worth nothing now. The discs didn't matter as much as his best friend did. And that's always how it should have been. More than his best friend.